I'm Violet Opper. I'm a second-year student here at Jefferson College, and today we are going to have a discussion with our president, Dena.
Hi, Violet.
Hi.
Glad to see you.
Glad to see you. First off, how are you doing today?
I'm great. We actually had employee appreciation today, so we were able to serve the leadership here, served lunch to all of our employees, and it was a great day.
Yeah. I see there's usually a lot of events, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, where maybe it's an employee get-together thing, like in the biking where we had today, or maybe it's something in AS1 where donuts are being passed out, or maybe Valentine's Day cookies. How important to you are those little celebrations like that?
I absolutely love them. Unfortunately, I spend most of my days in meetings or off campus in community groups or things like that. So when I get the opportunity and set aside time, we call them Employee Connects events. And so we'll do coffee and donuts once a month in the morning. Sometimes it's with students, like you said. Those are my favorite parts of my job because that is when I get to know people individually. So I try to learn something personal about people who work here all the time, or our students. And then when I see students on campus, I don't get to see a lot of students. I'm not in a classroom. I'm not a club advisor. But I love when I walk through the cafeteria now because half the students down there may know who I am. And not that they need to know me, but they'll be like, "Hi, Dr. McCaffrey." And I remind them it's just Dena. But we talk and I learn about their families or where they're going to transfer when they graduate from us or just different things. And that makes it so easy for me to go out and talk to people about what a great place Jefferson College is.
Do you think that's one of Jeffco's greatest assets is the ability to have more personal connections and have it feel more like a community than, say, a bigger university with a bigger campus and tons of faces, tons of faculty? Do you like that one-on-one that we get here?
I absolutely love that. And that's really important to me because each student is an individual. We have, 3,000 students on our campus taking classes online, but I don't like to say that. I like to say, I talked to Violet. I talked to this person or that person because what we do here is so important and we're able to have that connection and we're able to help each student whatever their career pathway is. And it is a lot different than a four-year school. But there are some really good things here that are similar to a large university. For example, we have housing on campus. So we have about 220 students who can live on our campus and have that experience. We have athletics on our campus, and they're competitive. They've gone and won national championships. So there's always something like that. We have an amazing fine arts program. And for example, our jazz ensemble, just as the jazz faculty member told me, it's like the Super Bowl of the high school and college jazz when they get to perform at the Missouri Music Educators Association, which our band was selected over any 2-year and 4-year jazz ensemble in the state. So we're really proud of those moments and those experiences for our students.
You were talking about athletics there. The men's basketball team is finally back after decades, assumedly. How has that been? I went to the opening game and I just know it was electric. That I had never felt so much Jeffco school spirit until then.
I will say, before we brought back men's basketball, that was the number one question I got when I'm out in the community. When I'm at a Rotary meeting for lunch or a Chamber of Commerce meeting, when are you bringing back men's basketball? When are you bringing back men's basketball? And this was before I was president even. And for me, it was an easy decision. I actually played basketball in college. And so for me, I know that more people came to our women's games because the men played after us. So it gave us more exposure also. So I regularly go to events on our campus, but every basketball game, when I'm there, someone will come up to me and talk to me about how excited they are that the community connection. And our coach, CB Walker, is phenomenal. He's a great coach. He's a great mentor. He's a friend. He's a parent. He is everything, an advisor to the teams. And he coaches both the men's and women's teams. but he has done a really good job of recruiting local kids. So we have stars from high school who played at Festus and who played at Herculaneum and who play at DeSoto. And then they come here, and the following they had in high school brings their friends, their parents, their coaches to our games. Wow. And so then that's being talked about throughout the community. And it's been very, very positive.
Are there any more events or additions to the more fun extracurricular side of Jeffco that are coming down in the pipeline that you are looking forward to?
That's a hard one to answer because I feel we have great events here. We have our PACE series, which is our Performing Arts and Cultural Enrichment series. So sometimes those are our student performances or our faculty performances, but it also brings in community people and people outside of even this region. We bring in so that people in Jefferson County can experience the cultural arts. We have our jazz, I can't call it Jazz and Jeans. That's formerly known as Jazz and Jeans. It's our auction and jazz night for fundraiser. And that is the first Saturday in May this year. And that's a great event because it brings together people from all over our county to come and support. We raise money for our Jefferson College Foundation that way. And then we also have just community engagement events. We have an observatory on campus, and you don't have to be associated with Jefferson College to come to those events for night sky viewing. And we partner with the St. Louis Astronomical Society. And they all love that because our skies out here are so dark compared to all the natural, all the lights that you see in the St. Louis skies. We also have, throughout the year, different events, community events. So we do a outdoor movie each fall. And that's always fun because you get so many people from the community. A lot of our early childhood center families come. It's a family-friendly movie. It's out on our lawn. And they all bring their picnic baskets and just enjoy it. So we love to be engaged that way.
Switching gears a little bit, are there any places or programs here at Jeffco that you feel kids might be underutilizing or maybe underappreciating or maybe don't know are here? What are some tools that you think more people can harness at Jeffco?
Well, I could answer that a lot of different ways because as a student here, we have a lot of academic support services. So whether you're struggling or not, even some of our higher achieving students who may not need much assistance, we have an online writing lab that you can submit a paper to for editing. And our English faculty actually go through those and give on a draft of a paper, give feedback before you even take it to your instructor. So we have resources like that to support students all the time. But I'm also going to answer that in what programs we offer. As a community college, we offer 2-year degrees and certificates. And so a lot of our students transfer. That's usually our Associate of Arts. But also within our Associate of Arts, we have a teaching degree, Associate of Arts in Teaching. So if you want to be a future educator, you can come here. We have an Associate of Science degree. One is pre-engineering. So a lot of our students actually transfer to Missouri Science and Technology, S&T, after starting here. And our students who transfer from here to there to get their engineering degree do equally as good, if not better, than their own students who start there as a freshman. So we're really proud of that. We, about a year ago, started an Associate of Science in Biology. And that is for students who are like pre-med or pre-health professions who need to go to school for 6 or 8 years to get that degree. They'll start here and take our biology track so that when they transfer, they've saved a lot of money in that degree. So that is one side, all of our transfer options. And we also have an Associate of Fine Arts in Music. And if you haven't, I would put our music programs up against any in the state. Oh, yeah. They are so good and so strong. And I hear that from so many students in Jefferson County, how they are choosing to come here to study music. So that's really exciting. And then also we have career training programs. Our nursing program, we've had for 3 years in a row, pass rates on the national exam you take to be a registered nurse at 95% or higher, which if you go on the Missouri State Board of Nursing's website, for 3 years, you're probably not going to find a 4-year school that does as well as we do. So, and we do trades, so we get people trained and straight into the workforce. And just to add to that, one thing is A+ is an asset for students who are graduating from a high school in Missouri can come here and use their A+ to pay their tuition for their first 2 years, which is a great opportunity. And then if you're a non-traditional student, meaning you've been working, you're 24, 25 years old, Missouri has what they call a fast track program. And that will also, if it's to upskill for jobs, they will also pay that tuition for you. So there's a lot of opportunity for aid.
Is there one last thing you want to say to the student and faculty here at Jeffco?
Oh gosh, I could say a lot. So one last is hard, but I would say as a student, or a prospective student, we hear all the time, it's just Jeffco. I'm just going to Jeffco. But then we hear on the opposite end, after you graduate, I am so glad I went to Jeffco. So keep that and keep an open mind with that, because long term, we are here to support you as a student. And from a faculty perspective, I would put our faculty up against any institution, because it is our goal to have quality instruction and quality faculty so that we can make sure our students are prepared no matter if they're transferring or if they're going to work. So I'm really pleased with the faculty that we have here.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Well, thanks. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for joining us for Discussions with Dena, and we'll see you in the next one.